Today I'll be making a range of dishes inspired by flavours that you can find at my restaurant in South London, Bando Belly.
Chap in a bando, I don't wanna look like you.
How Old Bay Salmon, a dish that plays off the flavours of Vietnamese and Cajun food. For the How Old Bay Salmon, the first thing we have to do is get the shrimp stuffing going. So we're gonna get our minced shrimps and we're gonna add them to a big bowl. They don't have to be too roughly chopped. Just mash them up really. So you can see we've got raw prawns here. Make sure you start with the raw prawns. If you start with the pink ones, they're going to be overcooked by the time the salmon is done. Next thing we'll do is we're going to add our herbs. So in this we have Thai basil, coriander, and a little bit of mint, roughly chopped. And just sprinkle it over. This stuffing is going to provide all the flavour for your salmon. Just mix that around a little bit. Mix that around, and then we're going to go with this spring onions. Maybe not too many spring onions. It depends how much you like, really. All right, the next thing we're going to do is add about 1 clove of minced garlic and ½ an inch of minced ginger. You want to make sure that all your ingredients are really well combined, because stuffing the salmon is no easy task. You kind of want it to be as smooth as possible as well, so that it really gets in the salmon easily. Then we're going to add our fresh chili. I like a lot of chili, so I'm adding a lot. It's already looking so colourful and sexy, but wait till you taste it. It's going to be mad. Mad. Okay. Then I'm going to just sprinkle over about 5 tablespoons of panko breadcrumbs. What the panko does is when the shrimp start to cook, all the juices come out, the panko is going to help retain that juiciness. You don't want to add too much panko because otherwise it would just taste like bread. Now we're going to add the essential Old Bay. I'm going to put 2 good tablespoons, I think, in here today. So Old Bay is a Cajun seasoning that is used mainly with seafood. Is actually a staple in any crab cake recipe. So that's why we're using it today, because this is how Old Bay. You don't have to be shy. Just remember that it does have a lot of salt in, so always bear that in mind. Okay, then we're gonna add 2 eggs. Bloop, bloop. This is gonna help the whole mix stay together. Decided to call it How Old Bay because there's a How Long Bay in Vietnam, and I wanted to make sure that there was a nod to Vietnam in the name of the dish. And I like the play on the words, because How Long Bay, How Old Bay, come on. So Bando Belly came around when me and my friend Alex decided that the food that was around for takeaway just wasn't popping. It didn't have enough options. Nothing was exciting anymore. And we knew that we could bring food that is going to be totally new to South, because like we're just so tired of the same chicken burgers, the same beef burgers, the same sides. Like, we know we can do what these people are doing way better. We also wanted to bring more seafood to like the takeaway scene, because it's not really something that you get over here. Like in America, you have like fried fish places, you have lots more like popcorn shrimp and like these type of fried crabs, but we just weren't really seeing it over here. So we just wanted to fill the gap basically with mad crazy flavors. You can check us out at Bando Belly on Instagram with all the latest updates of what we're going to be doing. We're doing some events, we're going to do the brunch as well. So I don't even know what the brunch is going to be like, but you know it's going to be crazy. Crab cakes with hollandaise. Woo! Some lobster thermidors maybe. Okay, so this is really, really mushed up. It's smooth. It's not too wet, but it's nice and malleable. Okay, what I really love about this stuffing is how fresh and aromatic it is. The ginger, the Thai basil, the coriander. You've just got so many flavors going, like bright, fresh flavors. And then you've got this like earthy paprika, celery, salt, black pepper, Cajun flavors. it's really gonna be exciting when it gets in your mouth. So we've got our beautiful side of salmon. You can use a fresh side, you could use a whole salmon, or you could use a frozen fillet. Today we're doing a dinner party for about 6, so we have this whole side of salmon. What you're gonna have to do to get her ready is make a little incision at the skinnier side of your salmon fillet, and then just work your knife in, keeping it flat, and make a little pocket for your salmon. It's gonna be a nice little pocket you can stuff. You don't want to go too far to the edge because you don't want it to all start falling out. As you can see, look, I've probably got about a centimeter here where there's space. Wait. So now she's ready, she's open to be stuffed. But first, actually, I'm gonna season her. Just take your Old Bay, shake that generously over. Now, if you know anything about soul food, you know that they're never gonna be shy of seasoning and a good rub. Make sure you get it in. Woo, look at that. She is beautifully seasoned and ready for stuffing. We're gonna get this sexy stuff in and we're gonna put it right inside of our salmon. Now you wanna push it as far back as you can go. And then just keep going. I like it when it almost looks like it's overflowing with stuffing. Like this. It's a real showstopper for the dinner party, do you know what I mean? Like, no one's not gonna be like, ooh, what's going on in that? Today we are using shrimp, but you could use crab. If you're gonna use crab, you're probably gonna end up using a bit more breadcrumbs, which is fine. You could use, flipping out, you could use, what other things you could use? You know,
any other seafood?
Yeah, you could do like a seafood mix. You could get like you could even stuff it with like mussels and calamaris if you felt like it. But I like to keep it to one thing for cooking times more than anything. But look at this. I mean, wow. Okay, so I am gonna put this in the fridge until it's ready to go in the oven. When it's ready to go into the oven, put your oven to about 180 for 20 to 25 minutes. Just checking that there's over 75 inside. So to go with the salmon, we've got this beautiful, fresh, zingy coleslaw / salad. It's got all the elements that would be in a traditional Vietnamese salad. You've got fish sauce, limes, chili, but then you've also got, for the Southern American vibes, you've got the mayonnaise and the Old Bay again. So we're gonna mix it all up and make this crazy good salad. Like any good coleslaw, soul food style coleslaw, we start with some cabbage. So really cabbage is gonna be like the main base of this salad. And I'm gonna go with some carrots. Just nice, colorful, bright looking salad. Because the salmon is gonna be quite rich. I mean, the salmon's quite an oily fish and you've got it stuffed packed filled with protein prawns. So you're gonna want to have something crispy and fresh to go on the side of that. We're gonna have the bean sprouts. Some people don't like them, so if you don't, just leave them out. It's no big deal. Then we're gonna go in heavy on the spring onions. And the chili. This is just a finely chopped red chili. You can see how colorful it looks already. Like, you wanna eat this already. Then again, we've got some chopped coriander, Thai basil, and mint. Mint is a big part in Vietnamese style cooking. And it's surprising how well it goes in a lot of savory food. So then we're gonna make a little cute dressing. It's got a mix of soul food ingredients, mayonnaise. Gonna just add about a cup of mayonnaise. And then mayonnaise always has vinegar, but instead of just using plain vinegar, we're gonna use a rice wine vinegar for more of that Asian flavor. Gonna add about 2 tablespoons of vinegar to this. Start mixing that together. It's already starting to thin out so much, which is what you want. You don't want it to be too heavy and creamy. You kind of want it to be like a light creamy dressing. Then we're gonna add 2 teaspoons of sugar. Add a tablespoon of Old Bay. Old Bay. Look at that getting that. Wow. Then we're gonna get really authentic and we're gonna add a splash of fish sauce. Now fish sauce has a really stanky smell, but a really, really good flavor. So we have to use it. We have to get over it. We have to dig deep into your nostrils and say, you know what, this is gonna taste amazing.
Is fish sauce just like fermented fish or something?
It's made from anchovies.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know what the process is for making it, but one time when I was in Thailand, I saw them making it. Do you know what I mean? Like they had these big bundles of anchovies outside, and then it's like a fish sauce factory. So, and let me tell you, the smell on that road was crazy, but also the food there is insane as well. Okay, so we've got the rice vinegar, the Old Bay, and the fish sauce all up in the mayonnaise. Now we're gonna add lime. I love when limes don't have no seeds. Mixing up, see, it's just getting thinner, so it's really becoming like a salad dressing now. Now, that tastes pretty good. It's got zinginess, it's got a little bit of smokiness from the paprika. It's like familiar coleslaw flavors, but the fish sauce is adding a little extra zing. Now, you can add salt if you have soy sauce, just a couple splashes. That is good to go. So it's like a creamy, light salad dressing. If you're eating this now, you just go ahead and pour this dressing all over the top. Make sure you mix it up. Sometimes even you get some gloves on and like kind of squeeze the vegetables, like rub the dressing in almost. But because we've got a few hours to get ready for this dinner party, I'm gonna put this in the fridge, I'm gonna put that in the fridge, and I'm gonna mix it all together later. To finish off the How Old Bay Salmon, we need to create a sexy caramel to pour all over the top as soon as it comes out of the oven. The ingredients for the caramel are gonna be 1 brown onion, 2 inches of ginger julienne, 2 finely sliced garlic cloves, about a cup of sugar, a 1/4 cup of fish sauce, a tablespoon of sesame seeds, black or white, it doesn't matter, about 1/2 cup of ketchup, and a few tablespoons of soy sauce. To get it going, we're gonna have to fry the onions off. We're gonna just fry them until they are translucent. We don't really wanna get too much color on them. So we're gonna let that fry for about 3 minutes, and then it should be ready to add the sugar. Once the onions are translucent, we're gonna add in our julienne, ginger, and minced and sliced garlic. And we're gonna just turn that down onto a low heat and let it cook for a minute. The kitchen is gonna start to smell crazy at this point. You're gonna have that home cooking going like, ooh, it's just ginger, garlic, and onions. I mean, what doesn't taste good with those 3 ingredients? And you know what I mean? I'm gonna just go ahead and add the sugar in now. So you're gonna turn it down onto your lowest heat. You've added the sugar, you want to keep stirring it. You're going to keep stirring it until it's starting to melt, as you can see. But we're going to want to keep stirring it until it becomes caramel. So just leave it on the heat, on the low heat, and then every minute just come and give it a good stir. Make sure you're getting all the way around the edges. So as the sugar begins to caramelize, you'll see it's completely changed from sugar granules into this paste. And we're going to want to keep going until this goes really dark. It's going to go a dark caramel color. Kind of went into food by accident because I needed a job, and we had like a stall facilities. So me and my mum were just like, let's just start cooking, and that's how it happened. We started doing street food, doing like Jamaican style street food, and it just grew and grew from there into Kitchen 54, and then from Kitchen 54, here I'm at Bando Belly, and this is definitely my best work yet. This is the things that I'm most proud of right now.
This is why I'm hot. This is why I'm hot. This is why.
Usually you wouldn't add tomato ketchup to this, but I'm gonna go ahead and add some ketchup.
This is why I'm hot.
Just for the American influence. Because if there's something that is all American, it's definitely ketchup. So if we don't add the ketchup, When the sauce cools down, it will stiffen up like a caramel candy. So we're adding in the ketchup to make sure the sauce stays nice and loose for when we pour it on top of the salmon. So we're gonna let that cook down. We're gonna add 2 splashes of soy sauce, all of the fish sauce, it's about a 1/4 cup, and about a tablespoon of sesame seeds. We're gonna let this reduce now until it's all really well combined. So I'm gonna let that simmer for about 5 to 7 minutes, and then I'm gonna take it off the heat, and that is ready to go on top of your salmon. So doubles are a dish from Trinidad, which is what the trini tacos are based on. And it's basically a curried chickpea inside a yeasty flatbread, served with accompaniments like pickled cucumber, mango chutneys, and hot pepper.
You a say to me party, me have to move anytime the money call me. Move, top down yellow Maserati, cop a few of them before me 40. Oh, she gon' make another one drop. Anytime we chat is another contract. Sign, Benz pon the wharf and the beam are just clear. My friend them a short is about that one that. Yeah, spliffing them out tonight. Both we have gone in the house, you're right. Money nothing on me account tonight. So shh, don't you right. Oh. Bamba my shake in a shot, champagne glass for the boss, The outfit a nasty in a ass. Me get the pussy and me not even ask.
Gonna just garnish it before you guys eat it as well. Wow. Okay. Oh. Whoop. Whoops. Come back. Okay. There we go.
Need to get some to just
hold up.
Inside
I know, yeah, we need to cut it open. Okay. Put these garnishes on. Ooh. Ooh. It's a bit insane still. There we go. She's living. We are getting life.
For your rest after this week.
Woo. This is the Bando Belly dinner party. We have trini tacos, which is a homemade fried bread with chickpea curry in the middle, with some quick pickled cucumbers and mango on top. Then we have the Olotes street corn fritters, which are corn, cheese, coriander, garlic, and chili battered up and fried with some crumbled feta cheese and sour cream on top. And here we have smoked tofu in the caramel glaze and slow roasted aubergines as well. And here is the piece de resistance. Don't drop it, don't drop it. We have the king prawn stuffed salmon. It is stuffed to the gods. And we have the Old Bay salad as well, which is a play on a classic Vietnamese salad and a coleslaw. Yeah.